Those of you who are regular readers of our Capital Journal Daybreak newsletter know we've been asking you to send in questions that I can address from time to time, and this is our first effort to answer questions that you, the readers, want to have addressed. I got some good ones this week. I'll address three of them. The first one is, and actually there are two here that are similar, why do the two dominant political parties continue to give so much weight to Iowa and New Hampshire when it comes to picking presidential candidates? Another reader asks, how could front-loading a different set of states shake things up for every future primary to come? Well, it's an interesting question. Why Iowa and New Hampshire? Well, first of all, those two states jealously guard their position at the beginning of the primary and caucus calendar. Secondly, candidates have been afraid to buck that because Iowa and New Hampshire will try to punish candidates who move away from them. And third, the history of candidates who don't participate in Iowa and New Hampshire try to jump in later has not been very good. In other words, they will use success in Iowa and New Hampshire to have a slingshot effect in fundraising, raise money off of success there. But this year, maybe things will be different. Here's why. First of all, there's a new calendar that has more big states that come more quickly after Iowa and New Hampshire, and super PACs that can keep a candidate rolling for a while longer, even if they don't do well in Iowa and New Hampshire. So maybe that dynamic is going to change this year. Second question from this week, what are the immediate and longer-term effects of Jeremy Corbyn, the new Labor leader, on domestic and foreign policies? Jeremy Corbyn is the very liberal new leader of the Labor Party in the United Kingdom, and what he is trying to do there is some of what Bernie Sanders is trying to do to the Democratic Party here. No immediate effects, I think, on U.S. policies from Jeremy Corbyn, but, and this is important, he is a real sign that the economic and political unease and the populist movement that you're seeing across the Western world, really, is having an effect, bringing into the mainstream once fringe parties and characters. You're seeing that all across Western Europe. You're seeing it in the UK. You're seeing it to some extent in the US. And I think Jeremy Corbyn is a sign that that is becoming an institutionalized movement in the Western world. Third question, why doesn't Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell use the nuclear option? The nuclear option is a move in the Senate, a radical one, in which essentially the majority party has a vote, decides to suspend Senate rules and proceed on simple majority votes, which means the filibuster would be out of question, two-thirds votes requirements would be out of question. It could be used, and it has been used very rarely, and it could be a possibility, but the problem with using the nuclear option is you can succeed once in using the nuclear option, but by going down that path, you pretty much destroy whatever comedy is left in the Senate, whatever bipartisan spirit might be there. It blows up and the place becomes very difficult to govern in that kind of environment. It becomes, in short, more like the House of Representatives already is. So there are answers to three of the questions readers sent in this week. Hope you'll continue to do that. We'll have another conversation about your questions in a week or so.